We moved to the woods because we love the trees, and when we built our house, we wanted to nestle our home in and amongst the trees. So what you're about to see may not make sense, but hopefully it'll make sense shortly. I have a day off and I'm trying to get some stuff done, but we have a lot of wind, and so that's kind of making things a little difficult because some of the trees I want to take down, I can't have the wind for, especially with how high stakes the tree felling is. I got to start making a hole so we can burn. Let's get started. If you're new here, yes, I have larger saws, but I have a subscriber, Seth, that tells me he runs his tree service off of 2 or 3 ported miniature nuclear bombs. And well, I figured I ought to give it a shot, especially since I'm running this quarter pitch chain. This is going to be quite a test because I've heard from certain people that these are fragile, and then I've heard from others they are not fragile. What better way to do it than on a green oak tree? We're going to utilize the tractor to assist us in pushing this over since it's leaning that way. I'm kind of curious how it's going to go. In another video, I'll be running my Stihl 500i to use a proper chainsaw for a task like this, but maybe this is the proper chainsaw. This FabCorp 2511 has really needed some time for quite a while. I thought I'd be climbing a little bit more, but I haven't, and that's mostly because I lack some of the equipment to properly climb, so I've just been shying away from it. I'm gonna leave a high stump because it needs to get dug out. Man, having a tractor is much easier when you're dealing with small diameter trees that are leaning the wrong way. Obviously, this is a huge hinge, and I'm not worried about the quality of the wood and the pole here, guys. Now, this is cutting pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this processed. This is all going to be firewood. Wow, this thing just does good. Look how old this tree is, honey. You know, it's a real shame to have to cut these down. Anybody that thinks we're just willy-nilly cutting trees, it's one of the hardest things I think for my wife and I to do, is actually to make a final decision on removing trees. This whole project is hard to start for me because once you cut the tree, it's a permanent situation. And like I said, we bought this property because we fell in love with it. So to address Seth, yes, you can get a ton done with this little nuclear weapon that goes in your hand. Super, super lightweight. It's very capable. The gentleman just doesn't have any saws between tiny and large. And I can see why he says that. This quarter pitch setup cuts very, very nicely. I'm kind of curious now because I have a 14-inch nano setup for this saw. I haven't even run that, but this quarter pitch is just so intriguing because it's lightweight, it's affordable, and you can use a discount code OAKIE10, OAKIE 10 at sawsalvage.co. And if you're new here, we also offer discounts on the best outdoor power equipment at sawsuppliers.com using the discount code OAKIE10. I'm going to go ahead and get this firewood out of here, and then I'm going to start a new video using my Stihl 500i, and we're going to cut a tree with, dare I say, a proper chainsaw. Thanks for watching the Okie Woodsman channel, and we'll see you on the next one.